Good day, guys! So, welcome back to my vlog again. So, I'm Relan Kanyute. So, for today's video, we talk about the meaning of the culture, characteristics, and functions in 3, 2, 1. Let's go! So, what is culture? Um, so culture, in this sense, refers certain personal characteristics of an individual. However, this is not the sense in which the word culture is used and understood in social sciences. So sometimes, culture is an individual is described as a highly cultured person, meaning thereby that the person in question has certain features such as his speech, manner, and taste for the literature, music, or paintings which distinguish from others. So sometimes culture is used in popular discourse to refer to a celebration or an evening of entertainment, as when we speak of a cultural show. In this sense, culture is identified with aesthetics or the fine arts such as dance, music, or drama. This is also different from the technical meaning of the word culture. So culture is used in special sense in anthropology and sociology. It refers the sum of humans being life ways, their behavior, beliefs, feelings, thoughts. It connotes everything that is acquired by them as social beings. So culture has been defined in number of ways. There is no consensus among sociologists and anthropologists regarding the definition of culture. One of the most comprehensive definition of them culture was provided by the British anthropologist Edward Taylor. He defined culture as the complex whole which includes knowledge, belief, art, morals, law, customs, and any other capabilities and habits acquired by man as a member of society. So next is we have 17 characteristics of culture. So first is learned behavior. So in our baseline of definition, culture, we have said that learned behaviors represent an essential component of culture. Learned behavior in this sense can mean almost anything, from the way we dress to the way we speak, the food we choose to eat. So the second is culture is abstract. So culture exists in the minds or habits of the members of society. So culture is the shared ways of doing and thinking. Degrees of visibility of cultural behavior ranging from the irregular activities of person to the eternal reasons for so doing. So the next is culture is a pattern of learned behavior. So the definition of culture is indicate that the learned behavior of peoples is patterned. Each person's behavior often depends upon some particular behavior of someone else. So the point is that as a general rule, behaviors of someone's integrated of organized with related behaviors of other persons. So the fourth is culture is a product of behavior. So culture learnings are the products of behavior. As the person behaves, there occur changes in him. He acquires the ability to swim, to feel hatred towards someone, or to sympathize with someone. They have grown out of his previous behaviors. So the fifth is cultures includes attitudes, values, and knowledge. This is a widespread error in the thinking of many people who tend to regard the ideas, attitude, and motivations which they have as their own. It is easy to overestimate the uniqueness of one's own attitudes and ideas. So next is culture also includes material objects. Man's behavior results in creating objects. Men were behaving when they made these things. To make these objects required numerous and various skills which human. So being gradually built up through the ages, man has invented something else and so on. So seven is culture is shared by the member society. So the patterns of learned behavior and the results of the behavior A are possessed not one or a few persons but usually by a large proportion. Thus, many million persons share such behavior pattern as Christianity, the use of automobiles, or the English language. So the eighth is culture is super-organic. So culture is sometimes called super-organic. It implies that the culture is somehow superior to nature. The word superorganic is useful when it implies that maybe we equate a different phenomenon from a cultural point of view. For example, a tree means different things to the botanist who study it. The old woman who used it for shade in the late summer afternoon. The farmer who picks its fruits, the motorist who collides with it, the young lovers who carve their initial in its trunk. So the nine is culture is pervasive. So culture is pervasive. It touches every aspect of life. The pervasiveness of culture is manifest in two ways. The first, culture provides an unquestioned context within which individual action or response takes place. So not only emotional action, but relational actions are governed by cultural norms. So second is culture pervades social activities and institutions. So the 10th is culture is a way of life. So culture means simply the way of life of people of their design for living. And a culture is a historically derived system of explicit and implicit design for living, which tends to share by all or especially designed members of a group. The next is the 11 is culture is not a force operating by itself and independent of the human actors. There is an unconscious tendency to defy culture, to undo it with life and treat it as nothing. Culture is a creation of society in interaction and depends for its existence upon the continuance of society. So the 12 is culture is idealistic. So culture embodies the ideas and norms of a group. It's a sum total of ideal patterns and norms of behavior of a group. Culture consists of intellectual, artistic, and social ideas and institution which the member of society profess and to which they strive to conform. So the 13 is culture is transmitted among members of society. So the culture's ways are learned by person from persons. Many of them are handed down by one's elders, by parents, by teachers, and others of what older generation. The 14 is culture is a continually changing. So there's one fundamental of inescapable attribute, especially quality of culture, the fact of unending change. Some societies at sometimes change slowly and hence in comparison to other societies. So the 15 is culture is variable. So cultures varies from society to society, group to group. Hence, we say culture of India or England. Further cultures varies group to group, which are both related to general culture as society and yet distinguishable from it are called subcultures. So the 16 is culture is an integrated system. So culture possesses an order and system. Its various parts are integrated with each the other, and new element which is introduced is also integrated. And the last one is language is the chief vehicle of culture. So many lives, not only in the present but also in the past and future, is able to do this because he possesses language which transmits to him what was learned in the past and enable him to transmit to accumulate wisdom to next generation. So the next is we have the function of culture. So we have a fourth function of culture. So first is culture defines situation. So each culture has many subtitle cues which define its situation. It reveals whether one should prepare to fight, run, laugh, or make love. For example, suppose someone approaches you with right hand outstretched and waist level. What does this mean? So that he wishes to shake hands in friendly greeting infrequently obvious. So the second is culture defines attitude, values, and goals. So each person learn in his culture what is good, true, and beautiful. Attitude, values, and goals are defined by the culture. And the third is culture defines myths, legends, and supernatural. So myths and legends are important part of every culture. They may inspire, reinforce effort and sacrifice, and bring comfort and bereavement. The last one is culture provides behavior patterns. So the individual need not go through painful trial and error learning to know what foods can be eaten or how to live among people within fear. he finds a ready-made set of patterns awaiting him which he needs only to learn and follow. So that's all for today's, and thank you.